Your son says to me, please thank my mom for the necklace.
Oh my God, I can't believe he appreciated me putting that on him when he passed.
Your son's here.
Oh my God, he was 15 when he died.
I can't really hear him all that well. Normally I rely on hearing to connect with the other side. So I'm saying to your son, show me things so I can communicate with your mom. And he just showed me clothing that you have of his and clothing that you kept.
Oh my gosh, so much clothing. He's got so much.
He tells me that there's times when you'll just go and you'll just hold on to his shirt. And he says to me that you've been driving yourself crazy because you have not left the house since his passing. Please know that one of the things that I have to bring forward with you is your son says to me, please thank my mom for the necklace. So
oh my God, I can't believe he appreciated me putting that on him when he passed because, oh my God, that's amazing. I put a saint around his neck after he passed, and I thought, why did I do that? Because he wouldn't like me to do that. I'm so glad to know that he's glad I did that.
This is what's so amazing is that he showed me that, which is his way of letting you know that he saw that you did that for him. And more importantly, your son wants to thank you for the little messages that you wrote him after he died. He says to me that there were little notes that you write to him and little things that you say, and your son is saying to me, Matt, I know about this. He says, the one thing that I want to let my mom know is that I am okay. I got to be very honest with you. Your son's coming through for one reason. I said to him, show me things that you need your mom to know. When he said to me, Matt, I need to thank my mom for fighting for me.
He had bone cancer and he had a lot of problems with his stomach. He was constantly vomiting.
Literally throughout his whole entire life, he said that you were his advocate. He says, and Matt, he goes, my mom made me feel like there was nothing that was wrong with me, because he tells me that. He says to me that you celebrated every single year that your son was alive. He shows me birthday parties and celebrations, and everything was done so big for your son. He said, when I was here, he was very, very super sensitive when I'm connecting with him. Mm-hmm. And to the point where, when I'm speaking to him, do you remember your son not liking the way that certain clothes felt on him?
That's exactly right. Yes.
Things?
Yes.
Because he's bringing that through. He's also showing me that, was there ever a time when your son would have difficulty breathing?
When he had his hemipelvectomy, when they removed his leg and his hip, he had to be on a ventilator for a long time. So, and he would always point to the tube because he hated that.
I feel what your loved ones went through. And to your son, he keeps making me feel I feel like I can't catch my breath. I feel like this right in through here.
He hated that.
He goes, my mom used to say that I was her little fighter here in this world. And he tells me when I'm connecting that he wants to thank you for the way that you stuck by him. He says, Matt, he goes, I want to let my mom know I was not scared. He says, I wasn't afraid to pass. And you know, what's amazing is your son wants to thank you, not just for what you did for him and here in this world, but the way that you made his journey so special, because you know that your son tells me that you always talk to him about heaven, about the afterlife, about angels. And you would tell him about the people that were in heaven, about what happens in heaven, and that there were pets that were there and all of these things.
Yes.
So your son says to me, Matt, please let my mom know that when I died, it was not scary for me. He tells me, he says, what was scary, he says, is what I went through, because he tells me about going to the doctors and not knowing what was going on with his body. But what he does tell me is that his passing was very peaceful, because when he went there, he knew for once in his life that he wasn't going to be sick anymore. And you told him this. So know that as hard as it was, because taking care of your son was a 24-hour job. And
yes, it was.
He tells me that you have felt so lost since his passing, because you don't know what to do with yourself, because every single day you were worried about him. You gave up everything to just take care of him so that he could live life. He says to me, Matt, he goes, I want my mom to know that this isn't a goodbye for her. This is just a little break, because one day we will see each other again. But for now, she needs to take care of herself, he tells me. So know that that's his way of acknowledging in spirit that he is fine, that he is with you, and that his soul is always from forever watching over you in spirit.
Thank you so much.